In this video, I wanted to show you some ideas and strategies for archiving database items. So to keep your database clean and not overflowing with data, especially data that you no longer need, you might want to hide certain items from the database view without actually deleting them. For example, if a project is complete, you might want to just file that information away and not have to look at it all the time anymore. Or if an item is past due, or if you've hit a certain goal, again, you might just want to sort of archive and put that information aside and not have it in your main database view, just so it's not, overwhelming you with all this old information that you don't need right now. So the first way I usually do this is in this database setup I have right here. I create a tab view in the database called Archive Goals, like this one. So if we look at, and then I have my current goals here. So if we look at my current goals view, and the filter I have here. So I have an archive goal checkbox property, and I'm saying only show me the goals that have that box unchecked. So the archive goal box is unchecked. And then on the archived goals tab, I have the opposite filters. So I'm saying show me here all the goals that have the archive goal checkbox checked off. So let me show you the checkbox itself. So if I open this page, this one goal here, my current goals, if I scroll down to the bottom, I have this checkbox property and I've called it archive goal. And obviously this is empty right now. I have not achieved the goal yet, so I don't want to archive it. I want to keep it in my main view. But once I do check this, it will move over here to the archived goals tab because of the filter I have set up. So let's say I'm done this goal of book 5 podcast interviews, and I now don't need to see this anymore and I want to archive it. So I'm just going to check this box, and you can see it's now gone from my current goals view. And if we go over to my archived goals, now we can see it there. So all my archived goals will sit here, and I will keep this as my main view, my current goals, and that's what I will look at every day and on an ongoing basis, but I will still have my old goals here in the archive if I need them. So other ways to do this, aside from a checkbox, are with a status property. For example, you can filter for anything you want, but some common ways to do this are a status property, for example, and here we have our default statuses already set up, so not started, in progress, or done. So if you wanted anything marked with status done, so when things are complete, you could set up a filter on your archive goals tab to instead, say, so let's delete this filter, add a new one. We'll use our status property, just choose done. So you only want things that are done to show here. So let me open this goal and say, yeah, it's done. So then same thing, we can see it's no longer on my current goals page, and it's over here on the archived goals. So another way to do this, very similar to the status tag, is to just use a tagging system. So with either the select or multi-select properties. So let me add a select, and then just whatever tags are relevant. Whoops. If we just edit the property, we're going to add some tags. So this is tag number 1, tag number 2. So with any keywords that are relevant for you, when that keyword is chosen through this select property, to have it archived and tucked away, that's what you can set up. So I've set up some dummy tags there. So if I wanted to say now, let's close that, oops, and delete this filter of status. And we can now set up a new filter for the tag. So we'll find our select property and say, I'm just going to choose tag 3 just randomly as an example, and same thing. So anything that's marked as tag 3 will be archived here. If I just open this goal and choose tag 3, now it's over here in the archive. So that's a few ways to just set up the archive system. Now, there's also the option, if you don't want the archive goals to just be in your immediate database and you want it completely separate and tucked away, just totally out of view, you do have an option to create a linked database, which I'll demo here, but you can create a linked database anywhere in your Notion workspace. So if we do the /, I'll just type linked And now we have a linked view of database here. So I'm going to click that. And this was my big goals database that I was using to demonstrate. So I'm going to click that. So it's going to create a copy essentially linked to the original database. And again, you can put this anywhere in your Notion workspace. So it can be separate and just out of sight, out of mind. And then you can set up the same filters here. So only your archived goals show up here, and then they don't show on your main database anymore. So those are some ways you can set up your own archives.